Well, hello, all my friends. Welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is T and this is my channel, Compass Tea and Sewing. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my pattern review of the Dionne Duster. So if you are interested in learning more about this particular pattern, stick around and I'll tell you about my experience and give you a review of the pattern. So the Dionne Duster was designed by Katie and Mac of Sew Altered Style. I'll make sure that I put their information in the description box below so you could go over to their blog and check out their shop and look at the different patterns that they have. So this particular duster was made in collaboration with Crystal of Crystal Sews and Stuff, and we made this for the BHM Pattern Designers Challenge because we were ambassadors for the challenge. So Crystal decided to do view A and I decided to do view B. And we're going to both tell you our experience with both view A and view B. And so I'll be talking mostly about view B, but I'll also tell you a little bit of the features that the pattern comes with. But if you want to learn more about view A, make sure that you check out Crystal's channel. I'll make sure that I put her information in the description box below so you could go over and check her out and you can learn more about view A. So the Dionne Duster was named after Dionne Warwick. She is an African-American singer and songwriter. So she's not from my generation, but she's from my mother generation. And she was very famous during that era. And so if you're not familiar with her, I'll make sure that I put a link in the description box below and you could go over and look at all these different Google links and images and stuff of Dionne Warwick and you can learn more about her. So I was really impressed when I saw that this particular duster and cardigan was named after Dionne Warwick. And she's a beautiful singer and I really, really love her work. So I decided to do view B, and this particular pattern, I'll tell you about the pattern, the features of the pattern before I tell you about the view that I did. So the features of the pattern, it has two different versions of a duster and a cardigan. So view A is the duster. It has slant pockets. It has three different length options. It has a really wide 2-inch band that goes down the front of the duster cardigan, and it's just a beautiful pattern. But again, I'll let Crystal tell you more about that. So view B, which is the view that I did, is a cardigan that has three different length options. So you can do a short version, a long version, and then a version that is similar to a duster that goes down to, I believe it's like to your ankle. So I did the long version of the cardigan, and that sits about 4 to 5 inches. I think it actually sits about 2 inches, maybe 2 to 3 inches above my knee. So I'm not sure if that's where the cardigan is supposed to sit because it doesn't really say in the description. However, it does say in the description that it has a narrow band. So even though it has a narrow band, I was able to put a 3/4 of an inch button on it. And I think the reason why they label it as a narrow band because the option for view B, I'm sorry, for view A has a wider band. So the band for view A, like I said before, is 2 inches wide, but for view B, it's about 1¼ of an inch. And so it's still really big and it still has enough room for you to put a 3/4 of an inch button on there. So the pattern also features uh, just regular sleeves. So, and the reason why I say regular sleeves is because for view A, you have balloon sleeves and they're like a billow bigger, more dramatic sleeve. But for view B, which is the view that I chose, it's just a simple plain sleeve. It also has a sleeve band that you can put on the bottom of the sleeve as well. And then it also comes with the pattern front, which is cut out twice, and then the pattern back, which is cut on fold. So that's about, I think it was 5 pieces. And so it was a really simple and easy make. The instructions are very clear. They have some really great instructions. In fact, they also have within their instructions, they have directions on how you can shorten and lengthen the garment, and not just your basic shortening and lengthening at the waist and then also at the hip area. But they also tell you if you want to shorten your garment like in the breast area, they show you how to do that. If you want to shorten your garment like in the shoulder area, they show you how to do that as well. And the instructions is very, very informative. The instructions are very informative. They also show you how to measure your breast, your waist, your hips. They have just all kinds of stuff that's in the instructions. The pattern comes in cup sizes, and so you can choose an AB or a CD. I decided to go with the C, and the size range for the pattern is 00 to a 30. And so I selected a 16 for my bust and a 14 for the waist. So when you purchase this pattern, the pattern is $13. It's 13 US dollars, and you get a PDF file, and you can either print your file at a copy shop, so it has an AO file, or you could do the print at home version. And if you do the print at home version, they do have it's formatted in a tiled form. And so what that means is that you can actually select sizes that you want to actually print out. So if you want to, say for instance, choose only two sizes, if you want to choose a 16 and a 14, like in my case, and you want to grade between the two, you could just select those two sizes, and then it can save you a lot of time. You don't have to worry about a lot of printing, and you don't have to worry about all the other sizes blending into your size 14 and 16. So it makes it easier for you to be able to grade and to see what you're doing. And so I really like that they provided the tiled options as well. They also include into the instructions the thing that they don't include into the instructions is how to put your buttons on, or your buttonholes, because it doesn't have a guide for the holes, and it does not tell you how to hem the bottom of your cardigan either. So those are the only two things that I would like to have seen, especially for like advanced beginners. So if you're someone like me who have done buttonholes like a million times and you don't really need a guide, then that's not going to phase you one bit. But if you are a beginner or an advanced beginner, which this pattern tends to lean towards that way, because it has like view B only has like 5 pattern pieces, and so a beginner or an advanced beginner can totally sew this up. But you don't have the buttonhole guide, which is completely okay, because putting buttons on the garment is completely optional. So there's that as well. So because there wasn't a buttonhole guide, I just used my buttonhole. I have a buttonhole gauge, and I just use that. And I think the buttons are about 2 inches apart. So I just kind of looked at the garment, and I put the garment on to see where I want those buttons to sit, and to see like where would be an appropriate place to put those buttons. And then I just spaced them out. I believe it's about 2 inches apart. And as I stated before, the band is big enough that you can put a 3/4 of an inch button on it, and you could probably even get away with a 1-inch button. So, but my button is a 3/4 of an inch, and I just have 3/4 of an inch, 3 black buttons on the front of the band. And so they kind of blend in a little bit. So the fabric that I chose for this project is a Hakchi or a Haksai. I believe that's how you say it. I'm probably pronouncing it right in some language other than English, but that's the type of fabric that I chose, and it's very lightweight. The pattern calls for light to medium weight fabrics with 40% stretch on the cross grain, fabrics such as French terry, double knits, sweater knits, those types of fabrics. Because this fabric is really lightweight, I believe that it has made it so that my garment in the front, the shoulder seams are not sitting on my shoulder seams. They are coming way forward. And I don't know if you can see it in this video or not, but it almost looks like it's a forward shoulder type style. and it's not supposed to be like that. At least I don't think so, because it doesn't, the description doesn't say it's supposed to be a forward shoulder style. So in the future, I would definitely do a forward shoulder adjustment on it, and then also choose my fabric a little bit more carefully, because I think this fabric is probably not suitable for this particular project, even though it calls for it. I think it may not be the best for this particular project. So all in all, I really enjoyed this pattern. I really love the way in which it looks on me. I love the style. I love the comfortability of it. I love just the easiness of it. This pattern is very easy. However, I feel like for beginners or advanced beginners, if you were to tackle this project, it might take you, you know, more than a day or whatever. It's not one of those patterns, you know, how you have some patterns that are fast and easy. This is easy, but it's not, I don't think it's going to be fast, you know, to sew. So and I paired this particular cardigan with the Tracy Reese. Well, I paired it with a number of different things that I made over this past month. But the main thing that I paired it with is I paired it with another BHM pattern designers make, and that is the Tracy Reese Vogue wool skirt. And I think it's the Vogue V1203. It's an outer print pattern. And this particular pattern is it's a beautiful skirt. It is so beautiful. I've been wanting to sew this for a couple of years now, and I haven't had a chance to. I'm so glad that I was able to sew this year. It's a skirt that has, I think it's 6 or 7 panel pieces. So it has a lot of panels. It is also lined, and so it's a lot of work. It is very easy. Vogue classifies this as an easy pattern. However, it's another pattern that it's easy, but it's not fast. This one took me a little while to get through. I tend to take a lot of breaks in between, like making projects and stuff. And so sometimes I'll sew like for 30 minutes and then I'll stop for like a day. So it did take me a week to complete this particular pattern. However, the fabric that I chose for it was a wool fabric. It is a wool fabric from Joann Fabrics. It's a lightweight wool. And then I just chose like a regular lining to go on the inside of it. It has a band. It also has an exposed zipper in the back, but I'll talk more about the skirt later and I'll give a full review of that. But I do love this skirt and I love the way it turned out. I love the way that how it pairs with this particular top, or not top, the cardigan. And I really love it. I love the coziness of the cardigan. I love how I could just throw it on and it's just a wonderful cardigan. And like I said, it's since it's like a hakchi or haksai, however you pronounce it, it's not a thick cardigan. It's very thin, and so it's very airy, and so it has it's very breathable. And so it's not going to be like really warm, but it is really nice, I think, for indoors, like during appropriate times. I think it's really good for indoors if you just want to take the chill off just a little bit. So I really like the way that this turned out. And like I said, the only two things that I would include into the pattern is directions on how to do a hem, and then also a button guide. But other than that, this is a beautiful pattern. You can download this pattern on their website. Again, if you want to download this pattern on their website, you just check the description box below and you can go over and download this pattern. Very easy to assemble. However, it does have quite a few pieces that you're taping together. I think it's like 68 pages to it. And that's for both view A and view B, I believe. So very large files. However, it is worth it, I believe. So anyway, again, thank you all for stopping by and tuning in this week. If you enjoyed this review and you enjoy it yourself, please make sure that you give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can receive notifications of all my videos when I post them. And if you are so inclined, make sure you share this video as well with your family and your friends. All right, until next time, everyone, stay creative. Bye.